So let's begin in child's pose. All right, so hang out in your child's pose for just a few breaths and take this opportunity to connect to your breath and to shift gears into feeling instead of thinking. So whatever was going on before, whatever was consuming your attention, just start to shift gears into focusing on how the breath feels in your body and scan your body for a moment. Then look forward and walk your hands over to the right so that your chest starts to aim out over towards your knee. And as you're doing this, let your left hip sit back and down and breathe into your whole left side body, from your hip all the way up through the armpit chest, even through the side of your neck. Then walk your hands back to center and over to the left. And again, let the opposite hip, the right hips, release back and down and breathe into the side of the rib cage. Even allow the side of the neck spine to open up. Then walk your hands back to center. Come up onto your hands and your knees. So we're going to start off with a little wrist stretch today. So turn your hands around so that your forefingers point back and your thumbs point out to the side. So it's very common, like we've been doing a little bit of vinyasa the last few days, and it's very common that when you start in vinyasa yoga, like you go from 0 to 100, that your wrists start to burn out or the shoulders will start to burn out. So today we're going to learn a couple of things to create healthy shoulders and healthy wrists while we're practicing vinyasa. So what we're doing here is we're stretching out these extensor muscles in your forearm and also helping to open up the tight wrists. A lot of that will come from forearm tension. So have just like, make sure that your elbow isn't locked. If anything, err on the side of micro bend in the elbow. And then open up the palm of the hand and allow the fingers to stretch even more. Like you're making a bigger and bigger handprint on the mat. Then see if you can start to let the hips stretch back a little bit if you need to intensify the stretch. If just keeping the wrist or the shoulders right over the wrist feels like enough stretch, you can hang out there. 5 more breaths, whichever one you're doing. All right, then slowly come back, shoulders over the wrists if they were back. And then one hand at a time, turn your hands around. Good. So just let the wrist like neutralize from that position. And then from here, you're gonna lift up onto your fingertips. And even lift the thumbs up off the mat and stretch down through the hands. And then stretch the hands, the heel of the hand back down to the mat. But stay light on your hands as you do that. And then lift up onto the fingertips and slowly back down. And just do that 3 more times. So now you'll feel as you're lifting up and down, you're having to use your back muscles and your core muscles. You're not just letting yourself hang into your wrists, otherwise it'll feel like too much pressure, especially after that stretch. Last one here, lift up and stretch the hands back down. All right, then cat-cow, round your back and look back at your navel. And stay even on the hands, but light through the wrist. And as you inhale, arch your back, wheel your chest forward. And now just do that 2 more times on your own with your breath. Exhale to round. Inhale to arch. Last one. Then come into neutral with your spine. All right, so practice feeling the hand nice and open on the mat, then one leg at a time, step back into plank pose. But create the feeling like you're still lifting, when you were lifting up onto the fingertips, how you had to use your back muscles and your core muscles. Same feeling, even though you're still opening up the hands into the mat. Lift the hips up so that they're in line with the shoulder and the ankle. And as you root down in between your big toe mound and second toe mound, lift up on your inner thighs. And we're just going to hold here for 5 more breaths. Keep opening the hands even into the mat. Lift through the wrists. Feel your back muscles turn on to support you. So that's how we keep the shoulder healthy when we're putting all this weight on our hands. Then set your knees down and stretch back to child's pose. Take a breath there. And then come back up onto your hands and your knees. Curl your toes under, lift your knees, and stretch back into downward facing dog. So even in your down dog, feel your hands open up evenly on the mat, like you're rooting down into them, bigger handprint. And then make sure that you're not just hanging into your wrists though. Start to work your back muscles so that it's like you're lifting out of your wrists. Like you're moving your arm bone deeper into the socket from the inner arm as you stretch from your outer shoulder down through your hands. Good, then walk your feet all the way up to the front of your mat. And as you inhale, make a flat back. Reach your chest forward. Exhale, fold forward. Again, inhale, flat back. Reach your chest forward. Exhale, fold forward. Then bring your hands onto your hips. Reach down through your feet and come all the way up to stand. All right, since we got on this theme of wrists and shoulders, we'll do one more little wrist shoulder stretch. Interlock your fingers in front of you. Then turn your palms inside out and raise your arms up to the ceiling. Good, so as your arms go up, you might notice that the sides of your ribs, the bottom of the ribs, want to sneak forward. Instead, draw the waist back and grow tall up over your ankles. Practice finding your Tadasana line, your mountain pose gravitational line, like we learned a couple days ago. Then bring your hands back down. Change the interlock, take the other index finger on top. Turn the palms and raise your arms up. As the arms go up, just be aware that your waist will want to sneak forward. Keep your waist back over top of your ankles. Turn from your outer upper arms, from your outer shoulders forward. And then reach to the thumb index finger side of the hand. Nice. Okay, now keep your arms up, turn your palms to face each other, and keep reaching past your fingers. Then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, elongate the spine. Step back one leg at a time into plank pose. Hold in the plank, and then raise your right leg just 1 inch. And you'll feel that your weight wants to sink over into that other hand, so still keep lifting out of that opposite wrist. You can feel your back muscles and your core muscles support you so that you're not sinking there. Change legs, raise the left leg up 1 inch. Hold. Keep the waist up. Set that foot down. Good, then lie down onto your belly. Turn your hands around here, just like we practiced in that wrist stretch, and then come into low cobra with the hands reversed. Good, so reach the inner elbows straight back towards your pinky toes and turn your shoulder blades onto your back so the shoulder heads roll away from the floor without the elbows pinching in. Roll the pinky toe side of your foot down, spin the inner thighs, and then start to lift from your navel all the way up towards your heart. Then turn your hands around so the fingers point forward. And roll through into up dog or high cobra as you inhale. Stretch back to down dog. Nice. From down dog, take a few breaths there, just reconnect. Then look in between your hands and step, walk, or hop all the way up to the top of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back, lengthen your spine out. Exhale, fold forward. Reach down even through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Raise your arms. Exhale the hands to your heart. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha, flat back. Step back one leg at a time into plank. Shift forward and lower slowly to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Open up into your hands. plug the inner arm up into the socket. So feel the back muscles, you're not just hanging into your wrist. And then actively stretch from the outer shoulder down through your hand. Bend your knees and look forward. Jump or step up to the front. Inhale, Ardha, flat back. Exhale, fold. Reach down through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Step back one leg at a time into plank. Shift forward and lower slowly. Knees down is always fine if you need it. Then inhale into cobra or up dog. If up dog's too gnarly for your lower back, just do that baby cobra. Exhale, down dog, stretch back. Good, then from down dog today, we're gonna go right into warrior two. So step your right foot up to your right thumb, turn your back heel down, and then as you inhale, come right up into warrior two. So check to make sure your back foot's angled in a little bit. That's gonna protect your back knee and hip. Then turn your right thigh all the way out so that your knee points straight ahead. Grow tall through your spine. Spread from your collarbones to your index fingers. Just take 2 more breaths here. All right, then from warrior two, let's go to side angle pose. Start with your forearm onto your thigh. And bring your left hand onto your hip for a moment. Good. So when you do this pose, you want to feel space on your right side body. Maybe you can start to go deeper. You can start to slide the hand to the outside of your foot, pinky toe side. Maybe even put your hand onto the floor or on the block. But if you round over and shorten your right side ribs, it's better to stay up a little bit higher. Now take your left arm all the way over your ear. Keep stretching through your back leg. So in side angle, as I mentioned yesterday, the day before, it's called side angle because you're making this long line or angle from your back leg through your top arm. Then inhale, come back up, warrior two. Good. And then let's go right into a vinyasa from here. Circle your hands to the mat, step back and lower to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. From down dog, step your left foot all the way up by your left thumb. Turn your back heel and come up into warrior two. So your back foot is angled in a little bit. Turn the left thigh from inside out. And then grow the spine tall, right up over top of the pelvis. Pelvis upright, head up on top. Reconnect to your breath. And feel like anywhere that you feel like you're overdoing in your body, it'll feel like the breath can't move through there evenly. But anywhere where it feels like you're dull in your body, also breath can't move through there. So energize through your fingers, grow through your legs, stretch your feet, open. And then come into modified side angle, elbow to knee, hand to hip at first. And then if you can go deeper, maybe start to slide that hand further down the leg, onto the block or onto the floor. Then take your right arm all the way over your ear. Reconnect into your back heel. Stretch through that top arm. Let the breath flow evenly again. Feel in your body where you're overdoing or underdoing. Then press down through your feet. Inhale, come back up. Warrior two. Circle your hands to the mat. Take a vinyasa or just go right back to down dog. All right, then we're gonna try an external balancing pose. We're gonna practice half moon pose again. So step your right foot for warrior two. Inhale, come up. Then straighten your right leg and prepare for triangle. Turn the right thigh out and start to reach out over your leg. Good, place your hand down where you like, fingertips on the block or onto the floor. And look for that same line through your back ankle. like you're practicing in side angle. Allow your head to lean back into alignment with your back ankle, whole spine like it's trying to lengthen through that line. All right, nice. Now bring your left hand onto your hip. Bend your right knee as you look down. Slide your right hand a foot in front of your pinky toe and step up to balance. Keep your top hand on your hip for a moment for stability. Then look at your right foot, make sure it didn't twist out or turn. Which way does it want to turn sometimes? Sometimes it turns in. Don't let it. Turn the right thigh all the way out so it points straight ahead. Then as you hug your right hip in, reach your chest forward and get long through that line of your back ankle again. Then maybe take your top arm up if you're steady. Good, now bend your right knee and slide back, triangle pose. Open up big in triangle. Good. Bring your left hand down to the mat and step right back to down dog or take a vinyasa. Your call. Step your left foot and come up, warrior two. Then straighten that left leg and start to reach out over your straight left leg for triangle pose. Press through your back heel and elongate your whole spine through the line of your back ankle. Let the head lean back into that line of your back ankle. Let the chest open. Then top hand to hip. Bend the left knee as you look down. Slide your hand a foot in front of your pinky toe and step up. Good, get even on your left foot and turn the left thigh from inside out if it twisted in. Then raise that back heel up an inch above your pelvis. See if you can get that back leg up and press through the heel like it's pushing into a wall. Reach your chest forward away from your left thigh and then start to turn. Maybe take your arm up if you're steady. And hold. Remember, if this pose doesn't work for you, you can just hang out in triangle or side angle until you feel more comfortable in those poses. Then bend your left knee and slide back into triangle. All right. Open up big. Find that ankle line in your pose again. And then bring your right hand down to the mat and step back to down dog or take a vinyasa, your call. All right. Then look in between your hands, jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's practice crow pose. So lift your heels up and bend your knees out to the sides. Then take your knees wide enough so that your arms can fit in between. See if you can hook your knees onto the outsides of your arms. Good. Then squeeze in with your knees and lean into your chaturanga arms. See if you can lift your toes up. If the toes come up, bring them together and hold. Good, then set the toes back down and fold forward. Great job. You've only got a second of hang time, that's great. Inhale, flat back, elongate. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa. All right, from down dog, bring the feet together and roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. Take your right arm up for side plank. Easy, come on. Find that same ankle pose line we've been working with. Down dog, stretch back. Change sides, roll the outside edge of your right foot, take your left arm up. Balance your left hip right up on top of your right. Press through your heels, energize the legs. Good, then stretch back to downward facing dog. Step your left foot up in between your hands. Then walk your hands over to the right and parallel your feet for Parsvottanasana. Does that make sense with the straight leg forward fold?
Yeah.
But, my bad, Prasarita Padottanasana. Walk your hands over and then come up onto your fingertips, reach your chest forward. I swear I know things about yoga, maybe. Okay, so as you hold here, open up the feet evenly on the mat and then pretend like you're trying to grow your legs longer. Stretch down through your feet, plug up from your thighs up into the sockets. Good, now as you exhale, start to walk your hands back. And maybe you can walk the hands back so that like the heel of your hand is in line with the heel of the foot, or maybe even a little further. Just feel what's right for your body. Whichever one you're doing, start to reach down through your index finger knuckle. And as you turn your triceps in towards each other, lift your shoulder blades out of your ears. So that whole control of your shoulder girdle, as mentioned earlier, is really important for the health of your wrists and your shoulders while we're practicing vinyasa. But it's also really important for the postures, the balancing postures like headstand and shoulder stand, to have control of what's happening with the shoulders to help to protect the neck. Then inhale, come back up onto your fingertips, reach your chest forward. As you exhale, bring your hands to your hips, press down through your feet and come all the way up to stand. Good. Then turn your left foot out and step up to the top of your mat. As you press down through your left heel, hug your right knee up to your chest. Grow tall up over your left ankle. Then twist, open up to your right. Notice that as you're holding here, your left thigh will want to sneak forward, the pelvis will come forward. So draw your left thigh back, bring the pelvis back over the ankle, and lift up tall through your crown. Then look forward and raise your arms up. Okay, kind of tricky here. From here, we're going to go right into eagle. Bend your left knee, wrap your right leg up and over, cross your right elbow under. Good, and hold. Keep opening up your left foot even into the mat. And as you let your shoulder blades drop down out of your ears, start to take your elbows forward and up. Good, then uncross your arms and your legs, stand tall in mountain. Bring your left knee up. Stand tall and twist open. Press down through your right heel. Then come back to center, look forward, arms up. Bend the right knee, wrap your left leg up and over, cross your left elbow under. Hug in with your legs, and feel when you hug in with your legs how your belly starts to lift. Let the elbows go forward and up without your shoulder blades coming out. All right, then uncross your arms and your legs. Mountain pose. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa. From down dog, look in between your hands and jump through to seated. Then lie down onto your back and bring your heels close to your buttock, feet hip distance apart. So we worked on Immunity Day. Was that what we called it? I don't know, something like that. Okay, but we worked on the preparation poses for shoulder stand. We worked on bridge, and we worked on Viparita Karani. So now lift your hips up, and we're gonna try to do some of those poses non-supported. So we're gonna start to build the strength necessary. So check it out here. In this position, instead of your shoulders creeping up, you wanna roll onto the top of your shoulder, but you don't wanna tuck your shoulder under. you just want to try to roll up onto that top shoulder and feel that your C7 vertebra, which is this bone right here at the base of the back of the neck, can release away from the floor. As the shoulder head's pressed, that bone will move away from the floor. So just feel that if you can do that in your body. So the neck shouldn't be smushed. It should have a little tiny curve away from the floor, like the neck is getting lengthened as you press those shoulders down. Okay, now if that's going well, bring your feet together and just bring one leg up into tabletop position. If that C7 vertebra is smushed down, set the foot back down and fix it. Press the shoulder heads without straining your throat or your jaw. Then set that foot back down and raise the left leg up. Keep pressing the shoulder heads down as you feel that bone release away from the floor. Nice job. Then set your feet back down, lift the hips up 1 more inch, and lower your buns down. Great job. All right, hug your right knee into your chest and stretch your left leg out along the floor. So in tomorrow's class, we'll go just a little step further with that. But always important when you're learning a new action, go ahead and twist now. Open your right arm out to the side, take your left knee and twist. So when you're learning a new action in your body, it's important that you maintain the foundation. If you feel the foundation starting to slip, you take away whatever you added to the pose, go back to the basic pose, stay with the foundation until you're strong and flexible enough to be able to add more variations. Foundation there in that pose was the shoulders and the C7 vertebra staying up. Bring your leg back to center and change legs. Hug your left knee in, stretch your right leg out. Then open your left arm out to the side and twist. This is one of my favorite twists, one that feels so good. So as you hang out here, just breathe space between your left hip and your shoulder. Let the spine start to unwind. And then come back to center. Hug both knees in. And then stretch your legs out for corpse pose. So turn your palms up. Take the hands maybe just like a foot away from your body so it feels like your armpit chest can open. Take your feet so that they're just slightly wider than hip distance. And with your eyes closed, let your awareness drop inward. And start to focus on the rhythm of your breath without trying to change the breath at all. Just observe and feel the sensation of the body being breathed. Then gently bend your knees and roll over to your right side. Press yourself up to seated. Join your palms together, sit up tall, and with your eyes closed, just take a moment here to let the effects of the practice sink in. Then lower your head towards your heart. Lift the head and open the eyes. Thank you. Namaste. All right, thanks for watching today. Thanks to Caroline for coming out, and I'll see you next time. Hey, make sure to check out Caroline on Instagram. She posts some yoga stuff sometimes once in a while. Yeah, you can check her out there. It's at Caroline Oss. Cool. See you tomorrow.